Have you ever wondered if the change jingling in your pocket might be worth thousands? I'm not talking about some ancient Roman artifact or a gold doubloon from a shipwreck. Today, we're examining a coin that was minted in your lifetime, the 2003 US 1 penny. A humble copper coin that, under the right circumstances, could be worth over $10,000. The 2003 penny, specifically, a 2003 Lincoln cent, might seem unremarkable at first glance. After all, the U.S. Mint produced billions of pennies that year, most worth exactly 1 cent. But among these billions lurks an extraordinary error coin that has captured the attention of collectors worldwide and commands astonishing prices at auction. Let's dive into the history of this remarkable error. The year 2003 was relatively ordinary for the U.S. Mint's penny production. The Lincoln Memorial Cent design, which had been in circulation since 1959, was still 4 years away from its replacement with the Lincoln Bicentennial designs. Production occurred at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints, with Philadelphia pennies bearing no mint mark, while Denver coins featured the small D mint mark below the date. What makes certain 2003 pennies so valuable wasn't an intentional design feature but rather a fascinating minting error. During production, a small number of 2003 pennies were struck on planchets, the metal discs that become coins, made of zinc rather than the standard copper-plated zinc composition. You see, since 1982, U.S. pennies have been made primarily of zinc with a thin copper plating that gives them their characteristic reddish-brown color. But in this rare instance, the copper plating was entirely missing, resulting in a penny that appears silver or gray in color. This error is known among numismatists as the 2003 silver penny, or more accurately, the 2003 zinc penny error. The fascinating part of this story is how such an error occurs. In the minting process, zinc planchets are typically copper-plated before being struck with the penny design. Occasionally, a few planchets might skip the plating stage entirely due to mechanical errors or human oversight. When these unplated zinc discs make it to the striking phase, the result is a penny with all the correct design elements but an entirely wrong color and composition. So how can you identify one of these valuable error coins? The most obvious characteristic is the color. Instead of the familiar copper red, these pennies appear silvery gray, similar to a dime or nickel at first glance. However, be careful not to confuse them with ordinary pennies that have been chemically altered or damaged. The zinc penny error will have the exact weight and dimensions of a regular penny and will show no signs of chemical treatment or damage. Under magnification, you'll notice the coin lacks the copper plating layer entirely. The surface will have a slightly different texture than a regular penny, and over time, these zinc pennies may develop a whitish patina rather than the greenish oxidation seen on copper coins. The strike details should be normal, with clear lettering, Lincoln's profile, and the memorial reverse. It's only the composition that differs. The most valuable examples are those in mint state condition, showing no wear or circulation damage. Collectors grade coins on a 70-point scale, with 70 representing a perfect specimen. A 2003 zinc penny error in MS 65 or higher, meaning minimal marks, excellent luster, and sharp strikes, can command extraordinary prices. Speaking of value, let's talk numbers. While a regular 2003 penny is worth exactly 1 cent, these zinc error coins have sold for staggering amounts. In a 2019 Heritage auction, a 2003 D zinc penny error graded MS 67 sold for an incredible $12,650. Another example in slightly lower condition brought $7,200 at a Stack's Bowers auction in 2020. Even examples in grades as low as MS 63 routinely sell for $3,000 to $5,000 when properly authenticated. What drives this remarkable value difference? In the world of numismatics, rarity and condition are king. Experts estimate that fewer than 50 examples of the 2003 zinc penny error exist across both Philadelphia and Denver mintages. When you consider that over 6.3 billion pennies were struck in 2003, you begin to understand just how rare these errors truly are. Roughly 1 in 126 million pennies might display this particular error. There's an interesting variation in value based on the mint mark as well. The 2003 D. Denver zinc penny errors tend to command slightly higher prices than their Philadelphia counterparts, likely due to lower estimated survival rates. Professional grading and authentication are absolutely essential for these coins, as there are many altered or counterfeit examples on the market trying to capitalize on their value. The value also varies dramatically based on condition. A circulated example showing where might sell for $1,000 to $2,000, while pristine uncirculated specimens command five-figure sums. This price differential highlights the importance of careful handling and proper storage for any suspected rare coins in your collection. One fascinating anecdote about these error coins involves a collector in Ohio who discovered a 2003 zinc penny in a roll of coins he'd purchased from his local bank in 2013. Having read about the error, he recognized the unusual silver appearance immediately. After professional authentication, the coin, graded MS-64, sold for $3,900, turning a 1-cent investment into a remarkable windfall. Another collector story that circulates in numismatic circles tells of a vending machine service technician who noticed an unusual silver penny among the thousands of coins he processed weekly. Rather than spending it, he set it aside, later discovering its true nature and value. These stories highlight how these valuable treasures can still be found in circulation, though admittedly, the odds are extremely slim. What makes error coins like the 2003 zinc penny particularly interesting to serious collectors is that they represent unintended variations in an otherwise strictly controlled manufacturing process. The U.S. Mint prides itself on quality control and consistency, making these rare mistakes all the more collectible. They represent a moment when the system failed, producing something it never intended to create. If you think you might have one of these valuable errors, proceed with caution. Never clean or polish the coin, as this can dramatically reduce its value. Instead, place it in a protective holder and seek professional authentication from a reputable service like PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, or NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Corporation. The authentication fee will be well worth it if your coin proves genuine. For those actively hunting these coins, checking bank rolls of pennies is still a viable, if long-shot strategy. Focus on rolls from the early 2000s if possible. Remember that these coins may not immediately catch your eye if they've developed toning or discoloration over time, so careful examination is key. The market for these 2003 zinc penny errors remains strong and shows no signs of weakening. As more collectors become aware of their existence, demand continues to outpace the extremely limited supply. In numismatic investment terms, these coins have shown impressive appreciation over the past decade, with examples that sold for $2,000 to $3,000 in 2010 now commanding double or triple those amounts. So next time you're sorting through loose change or rolling pennies for the bank, take a moment to look more closely at those 2003 dates. While the odds are admittedly astronomical, someone will find the next undiscovered specimen of this modern rarity. Perhaps it's sitting in a jar on your dresser right now, just waiting to be discovered.